Big Daddy with a video update on what's going on. I installed Ubuntu Mate, testing it out for video purposes on another drive that I have on my system, and I've done testing for a couple of days, and I'm actually liking it. I'm not warmed up to it as much as Neon, but I'm actually liking it, and I actually have to, in order to test it more thoroughly, I have to put it on my main drive, put it on this system to see how nice it is, how good it is, how it's going to work every day with the programs that I run. So I will be blowing up my favorite OS, which is KDE Neon, as of right now, because I switch. So this is a quick video because there was a comment in one of the videos about customizing KDE, and before I blow it up, I figured I'd make a quick video on how I customize it. It's not going to be in depth, but it's going to just give you a little hints out there because there's not a whole lot of material out there for customizing KDE. There's no tutorial videos or anything like that. So first thing I do is I take off the task manager that shows you all your windows because I like a clean panel. The next thing I do is I install Plank. Now, some people don't like adding PPAs to their system, so I will give you the code to put in the PPAs and install Plank. But for those that do not want to install a outside PPA, you can right click on the desktop and hit add widgets, and there's a new widget that comes with Plasma that's called NowDock, which pretty much mimics Plank. Now, it's not perfectly mimic it, but it does a good job of it. Unfortunately, I can't show you that it does a great job of it because I get an error when I go to install it. Now, that is not due to the widget itself. I'm having a problem with KDE for some reason not allowing me to put on certain widgets. Now, certain widgets I can put on, like I can actually add the task manager, which I normally take off. I can add that without a problem, and it doesn't have an issue. Okay, but if I go to add, say, the application launcher, which is the normal default KDE launcher, which I took off, I get an error. So it has nothing to do with this particular widget. This particular widget actually mimics Plank pretty good if you don't have to have it perfect. And me, I would much rather go with the actual Plank than something that kind of mimics it. So I install Plank, but I also install Plank Themer from noobslab, and I will put the link for that as well. And basically all that does is give you more themes for Plank. Now, you can manually install themes for Plank if you like, but that makes it a little bit easier. So if you click on the theme, it will give you, and the default comes with like 4 or 5. The Plank Themer adds all of these other ones on. You can click any theme and put it on, but if you hover over it and just scroll your mouse wheel, it will change the theme so you can see which one looks the best. I think for the Mac purposes, this looks the best. For display purposes, you can fill Plank all the way to the end like a panel. You can put it over to the left or put it over to the right or center it. And you could change the icon size, make it as small as you like or as large as you like. You can take off the icon zoom, which then only highlights your icons. I personally like the icon zoom. The behavior, it has the normal dodge, active window, IntelliHide, auto hide. I prefer the dodge active window, which basically only hides it when there is a window to hide it. So like if I open a window and it covers the dock a little bit, it will hide it, but if I move it up, it comes up. So you can pin items as soon as they come into view. You can pin them to you just right click on it and keep in dock, or if you just click on it and drag it somewhere else on the dock, it will automatically pin it there. And that's about it for Plank. So for the actual KDE theming, we go into System Settings and we go into Workspace Theme. Now here you have the look and feels for Plasma, there's only a few that are here that are, when you go to get them, there's only a few. And what this does is it changes the whole look and feel of everything, including the desktop theme, which is the panel, the colors, which is everything you see in Dolphin in here. And it changes the window borders, it changes the icons, the mouse cursors. The only thing it does not change is the GTK apps. So them you have to change manually. But everything else, which I think it should probably, in my opinion, change the GTK apps too, but because I guess these themes are made for Plasma, it's not going to change the GTK apps. So you only have a few of them. I added these couple from Maui. I copied them over, so I have them because they're pretty nice themes. They're just not what we're going for right at the moment. But if you go into desktop theme, you can pick, first you would hit get new theme, and you can type in the box anything you like I typed in Mac, and they come up and I install these. Now, not all of these that are listed are going to be, like, it has Mac OS X in the name, but it can also have Mac in the description. Okay, so if you hit the details, this is supposed to be a Plasma theme that emulates the Mac OS dock. It only works on the bottom of the screen. So I don't know if that one will work for you, but you can install multiple ones. So I installed multiple ones, plus I had ones already here. And some of them are really nice, like Air is probably a good one for Mac. It's a little bit lighter. And I do happen to like the application launcher because it is white and it has some transparency, but not too much. And here's the problem with transparency. I used to run Diamond as a theme because I really do like transparency. And I love the panel the way it is, but I don't like this. Okay, so if you have all of your windows minimized and you open it straight off the desktop and you have a pretty bland wallpaper on, you're going to be able to read these easy. Like, I can read these easy. That would be fine. But 90% of the time, you have windows open. And now it's not so easy to read. So transparency is good, but not in the application launcher, not full transparency. So, I actually picked Helium for this, which kind of, like I said, even at that has a little bit too much transparency, but for the video purpose, that's what I picked to go with the Mac OS X or the Mac theming. All right. For cursor themes, the same scenario. You hit get new themes, you type in Mac, and multiples will come up. And I picked Mac OS X Lion. I didn't change any of the splash screen. Next would be the color. And there's multiple ones in there. You hit get new scheme, same scenario. Now, the one I picked is Rosa Elementary. You can pick the Mac OS X, but it was a little bit lighter, and it didn't quite match the window border that I picked. So I went with the Rosa Elementary one because it kind of matches more. All right. Now, one thing you got to watch when you pick colors is they are going to change certain aspects depending on which one you pick and which window border you pick. Now it gets into the hairy stuff where, if you pick a certain window border, it'll pick up the colors. If you pick another window border, it will stay the same. So, for example, this window border that I picked, that color is going to stay the same regardless of what I pick. But if I pick a Breeze window decoration, Breeze is made specifically to pick up the color. So that doesn't look too bad, but that's not what we're going for with the Mac theme. But if I go with a color that's different, like if I go with a blue sky theme, it's going to pick up that color. So Oxygen was the same way in KDE 4. Oxygen was where it would pick up whatever color you had. And also here, you got to watch that the icon set that you pick is not different than what you want. So say you were on a dark theme and you switched to a light theme, but you still had Papyrus Dark as your theme. Now, this is where I have my Plasma restart thing, where it'll pick up all of the changes to the thing. So now you see how these are white, and they don't quite match because it's on the Papyrus dark, and this is not a dark theme. So you more or less have to tweak every part to go with the theme itself. So if you pick Papyrus, it has to be, what I'm saying is, it has to go with what you're picking. So let's go back to, let's not roll off the tracks here and go back to Rosa Elementary, and which leads us to the window decorations. And we'll, now there are multiple window decorations that look okay. Like this one here has a Mac resemblance. There's a couple. OS X has the same, but I am partial. This flat one is okay. I don't mind that as well, but I'm partial to the Cupertino-ish, which has the indent on the close and minimize, where it actually looks almost 3D, which looks good to me. So yeah, you can change, and if you want to change the buttons around, basically all you do in here, if you go in, you pick your theme of your buttons. Okay, so first things first is you click on this little gear, which you can change the button size to huge or tiny. Some people don't like big buttons. I like the bigger close button, so you can make it small if you so choose to, but I choose to make it bigger so I can actually don't have to use a magnifying glass to click on it. So yeah, and when you, after you've picked a theme, you go to the buttons tab and you can drag and drop anything you want to be on there, and you can put it on either side of the, and it'll be there when you hit apply. Okay, so that's how I changed my buttons, which I do miss in Ubuntu Mate, where you can't do that. You can change the buttons over to the left, but you can't take buttons off or add buttons, you know, put one over to the right. Not that I know of yet. Maybe there's a way, I just don't know it yet. Okay, so next on to the GNOME, however you want to say it, applications. This is the one area where KDE has, it lacks, because when you do, like, say you do a look and feel, it will do everything except for these here. And that includes the Firefox, Thunderbird, Chrome, anything that's GTK based, you have to change it in here. So you have to pick a theme that kind of resembles it. And unlike the look and feel, where they're specifically made to go across the board, like Papyrus has one, Breeze, Arc, but they don't have a across the board theme for 90% of the themes out there. All right, so you have to basically mix and match together what you think is going to look good with what you already have on the other ones. Okay, so I picked OS X El Capitan, and that's basically what it looks like in Firefox. So, I mean, I probably could have done, probably picked a different one, but that one will suffice for now. The cursor theme is the same. It'll be that cursor theme over here once you pick it and apply it. The icon theme and the fallback theme. So that's how you would change your themes to kind of resemble each other. And I don't think I'm missing anything of what I normally do. What I am going to do is I am going to make a video of Mate when I install it. I'm going to install Screen Recorder right away and record what I'm doing so that you can fumble along with me. But that's a short, quick video on what I do to customize KDE, and I'm sure it could be more in-depth, and maybe later down the road I'll make a more in-depth video on each individual item, but that's pretty much it. And until next time, Big Daddy out.